payouts from the fund that was set up to benefit President Trump's allies are on pause.
That's right. This comes as both Republicans and Democrats are pushing back on the use of that money. Robert Moses joins us now with the details this morning. Robert, just got very interesting.
Yeah, Dan and Rosanna, President Donald Trump apparently having second thoughts about this nearly $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund that was set up to resolve his lawsuit against the Internal Revenue Service over his leaked tax returns. Separately, the Justice Department said it would pause the program's implementation for now to comply with a court order handed down Friday. The fund, which the administration had said would be used to compensate allies wronged by weaponized law enforcement, drew bipartisan condemnation. The furor only grew with the realization that those who attacked police officers on January 6, 2021, could get money from the fund. Republican Senator Tom Tillis, for one, called it stupid on stilts. Opposition reached a crescendo when the acting Attorney General Todd Blanche faced hostility from lawmakers at a closed-door hearing last month. On Friday, one judge temporarily prohibited the fund from being implemented. That same day, another judge ordered the president's attorneys to respond to, quote, grievous allegations that the deal to resolve his case against the IRS was premised on deception. Republicans have been calling on the president to scrap the fund, Republicans including former Vice President Mike Pence, whose life was threatened on January 6th.
It's deeply offensive to me that you could have a fund that could even possibly compensate people who assaulted police officers or vandalized the Capitol on January 6th.
And the Senate's top Democrat, Senator Chuck Schumer, didn't have anything good to say about the fund either.
Trump is claiming that the slush fund is dead for now. But Democrats will not stop until it's well and truly buried and can never see the light of day.
We told you about those two court rulings against the administration Friday. Well, in another legal setback yesterday, a three-judge panel in a 2-to-1 ruling said the Pentagon illegally barred transgender troops from serving in the military, and therefore 28 of them can keep serving while the case plays out. Now, the transgender ban does stay in effect, at least for now, so new transgender recruits cannot serve. The lone judge to dissent yesterday was nominated by President Trump. Rosanna, Dan?
All right, Robert, thank you very much.